On the night of November the 11th, an explosion occurred at the Tambov gunpowder plant in the city of Kotovsk. Afterwards, a fire broke out. The flames engulfed about 300 square meters. The fire was put out after an hour and a half. The gunpowder factory caught fire for the second time in the last 5 months. The previous incident occurred in early June. Then 4 people died, 2 more were wounded. Representatives of the company hastened to say that the reason was the human factor.
No external influence. This happened inside the building. Unfortunately, there were casualties and wounded.
This time, according to local residents, they heard the sound of an unmanned aerial vehicle before the explosion. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that air defense systems intercepted 2 Ukrainian drones over the territory of Smolensk and Moscow regions. According to Russian media, a drone shot down over Kolomna tried to attack a mechanical engineering design bureau. It supplies guided missiles and Kinzhal quasi-ballistic missiles, which the Russian Ministry of Defense calls hypersonic. And in the Ryazan region, 19 carriages of a freight train derailed. The cause was the explosion of the railway track. The derailment of the carriages occurred at about 7 a.m. on November the 11th on the Rybnaya Blokpost section. The assistant driver was wounded. The region announced the interception plan aimed at finding saboteurs.
Here they are, all the carriages. Here are the carriages. Here are the rails.
A research by the independent Russian media Mediazona shows that as of October 2023, since the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, 76 cases of railway sabotage are pending in court. The disabling of railway tracks in Russia by anti-war activists is a serious problem for the Russian authorities, British intelligence analysts note.
With virtually all methods of overt dissent banned in Russia, sabotage continues to appeal to a minority of young people as a method of protest against the special military operation. From the message by the UK Ministry of Defense on social network X.
These are the most widespread attacks in Russia since the end of summer. On August the 30th, unmanned vehicles flew to the Pskov airfield. Then several Il-76 transport aircraft were destroyed. It's 700 kilometers from Ukraine to Pskov through Belarus in a straight line.
The drone attack was repelled. Thank God there were no casualties. The scale of destruction is currently being clarified.
On August the 30th, drones were detected in Kursk, Moscow, Bryansk and other regions.
There's another drone flying.
Putin himself brought the war to Russia, political scientists say, but the Kremlin authorities are demonstrating with all their might that nothing terrible happened.
In Russia, a situation has been created where you live in this matrix, you are comfortable, and then some kind of projectile flies in, which is unclear where it came from. Putin coughing says that everything is fine. In principle, the air defense worked fine. Then you look, the shell is flying again. Putin says one thing, but the shells fly in. There is a chance that perhaps a certain part of the population will begin to change their attitude towards all this. Perhaps some other position will be formed. Mikhailo Samus, Deputy Director of the Center for Army, Conversion and Disarmament Studies for International Affairs, in an interview with Radio Liberty.
According to Andriy Yusov, a representative of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, Putin's regime and the tacit consent of society brought war, destruction and death to Russian territory. This has already become a death sentence for the Russian regime. The only question is about time. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Natalia Husak, UATV News.